In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I remodeled my handrail system for my staircase. It was very easy, and I hope you enjoy. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks. All right, so I'm in the process of replacing my handrail system. The first thing I did was I took off the molding that was right here, and then I unscrewed the bracket system that holds the newel post in place. So it's right there. So now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pry this away from this this board right here, and then also I'm going to pry this away. Okay, guys, I just got done removing the newel post. I did all of them. I'll come up here to show you guys as well. Remove that one, and then also remove this one up here. So the next thing I'm going to have to do is, so I'm going to get a new newel post, obviously, and the base is probably going to be wider. So like down there and up here, I'm going to have to move the carpet for right here so I can secure it back down, because it's going to be much wider than this current spot, so I can secure it back to the subfloor. And then the ones I was looking at originally, I haven't bought them yet, but they kind of come up and then they go in a little bit, so they're more narrow at the top, the ones I want. And since the base is so wide, it's probably gonna end up with it being not flush. And if that's the case, then I'm gonna have to replace all these railings, which is kind of gonna suck, to be honest. So I hope I don't have to, but it is what it is. So if I don't have to, and I can figure out a way to use these again, it would be nice, because all the holes are already lined up. It's already at the perfect angle, and I can still replace all these spindles, and I can just sand this down and stain it, and fix all the scratches. So that's my plan. Same thing down here. So same thing, the base is going to be much wider. I already know that for sure, so I'm going to have to cut this wood so that I can secure it to the subfloor. And same thing, it's going to, I'm going to go buy them first to see what the deal is before I start messing with this railing, but that's my plan. I'm going to show you guys real quick what the posts look like removed. So these are them. This one's the one from the upstairs where it's straight across, and you can see it's much shorter than the other ones. So actually, I didn't even realize that. So so I'm gonna have to buy. I wonder if they all come this height, and then you just cut the bottom off, and that's probably what you do. So we'll find out. Learn this together here. First time, so I don't know what I'm doing. The newel post was completely solid, except for this top newel post. I had to cut 13 inches off of the bottom, so then it became hollow. Because it was hollow, I decided to, and I had nothing to mount it to, I decided to use 2x4s drilled into the baseboard that will allow me to secure this too. So that's what I did. So I measured everything and then put the 2x4s down, and this should fit right over it. All right, guys, making some progress here. I just got done placing this newel post over the 2x4s, and then I screwed in some wood screws or construction screws. This is what I'm using. I screwed those into the 2x4s. So now I'm in the process of making sure the handrail is level and completely flush. anything that's not flush, I'm gonna you know, obviously fill in with some wood putty. And I did already drill a pilot hole that I'm gonna use to secure the handrail to the newel post. So I'll give you guys an update after I'm done. Okay, this is day number 2. And so right now I'm in the process of trying to use my existing handrail. Now, because this newel post is leaning against this trim down here, I had 2 options. I could either use, you know, a makeshift, this isn't obviously flush right now, but basically this would, you know, let the handrail meet up to this, or I could cut into the molding so this newel post could sit in flush with the handrail. So after some debate, I decided to that I was going to cut into the molding. And again, that's because the old newel post base was the same width as the area where it was going to, you know, connect to the post or the handrail up here. So because this base is a lot wider, it's 5.5 inches compared to, I think it was 3 inches. Was the old one. So it's so much wider, it's pulling it away from this area. So now I have to essentially figure out a way to make this connect. So like I said, I decided I'm gonna cut into this. So to cut into the trim down here, I'm gonna use this oscillating tool that I got from Lowe's. And essentially I'm gonna cut in the exact distance into the trim that I need to go in so that this post can meet up with this. I've already measured it, and let me show you up here. So I marked it the same way down there, but essentially I marked exactly where I'm going to be cutting. So I'm going to cut along this line, and I'm going to cut along this line. This is dead center. So I've already made sure that these were exactly dead center. So I'm going to take out this piece. After I cut through, I'm going to cut right here, and I'm going to pry this out and then leave these 2 little slivers. And then I'm going to probably have to cut some of this out and then I'll be done. All right, guys, I got that one installed down there, well, in place, and I'm working on this one now. This didn't happen down there, but I knew it probably would happen. Essentially, this little piece right here doesn't have enough, didn't have essentially anything holding on to it after I cut that piece out. So what I'm gonna do is I have a pneumatic nail gun, and I'm gonna put a couple brad nails in here, and I'm probably gonna glue it also. So ignore that for now. This is probably where I'm gonna mess up, because I'm not a carpet. I have no clue what I'm doing. So I gotta move this. I marked where I need to cut. I'm gonna probably cut this out and then move that tack strip where the nails are. I'm gonna move that. Actually, I'm just gonna take it out. I'm gonna try to take it out in a way where I can maybe reuse it. I don't know if that's possible. And then, because it needs to sit on the subfloor. Right now, it's too tall, so that's an issue. I probably need to cut this also, but it's such a small amount that I probably need to cut it. I'm just trying to avoid cutting too much, because then I'm gonna screw this whole thing up. So I'm gonna be really careful and just do a little bit at a time. All right, guys, so I decided I'm gonna stain it, and I'm about to start the staining process now. But before I start, I'm gonna take a sander and just touch up little dents or nicks in the product before I start sanding. So That's what I'm about to do right now. See, that's one of the posts. This is the stain I'm using. It's the same stain I used for the mantle in the living room. So, and I'm using probably this sander right here. And then I might use just regular sandpaper. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna start touching this up and then I'll keep you guys updated after. All right, when I go to install my new spindles, I need to make sure that I have a hole for the new spindle to go into. So what I did is I have the exact center, and then I also measured in to find the center point here, and then I used this 4-foot level to make sure that I was centered when I basically put it against here and made sure I was centered with the hole that I'm going to be drilling. So that's essentially what I'm doing for this part. So these are the two products I use to clean and strip the handrail of the polyurethane seal. So I used this stripper and then I went back and hit it with this TSP cleaner. And now I'm about to go use this putty to fill in some of the scratches that were on the handrail. So I'll let you know how it goes, but these are the products I used. So to keep the balusters from shaking, this is how I set it up. Because I'm going to cut it with a Sawzall, because that's the only blade I have that cuts metal. And I could have got a different blade for my miter saw, but I figured I'd just use this and just rig it up like this. That way it won't shake while I'm cutting it. So that's how I'm doing it. So let's show everyone how easy this is. Right?
Not yet.
What are these called?
Some rails. Some
Railings.
Railings.
Are they a baluster?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are those called in your hand?
Shoes.
Yep. Okay, put it on.
If you're ready. There.
Sorry.
Stop moving, James.
Perfect. Easy, huh?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm filling up.
You're filling up the hole with glue?
Yeah.
And that way you can put the baluster in? Okay.
Done, correct.
Yep.
Now push it up.
Push it up.
Oh!
You push it up. I got it. Go ahead. Perfect.
Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze!
Perfect. Now do this one. This is
Oh, bye-bye! Stop!
Arbor.
I'm scratching the carpet.
That is bad. Put it in that hole down there.
Okay, stopped.
Okay. Now what? Here, slide that down. Perfect. How easy was it? How easy was it? How easy was it? What did we just do?
We just...
What did we just do?
We put the glue, and then we stick the shoes on, and then we put that on.
The baluster? And we,
I'm going to play now.
want to go play? Thank you for helping me. Guys, I wanted to show you how I installed this newel post on this knee wall. So the first thing I did is I used this bit, this paddle bit, and I drilled a hole right there. So I used that to make a hole. And the reason why I used this size paddle is because the 6-inch screw that I got, that's the size diameter of the head of the screw. So it needed to at least be that big to allow the screw to fit through. You can see that this screw would have been just big enough or long enough to install it in. However, this newel post was hollow here. So when I drilled in the hole with the paddle, it was hollow. So when I put the screw in, the screw actually didn't hit until about right here. So this screw is holding in this newel post about that far in the wall, if that makes sense. So I fed it through the hole and then, screwed it in. And because it was hollow, it didn't catch the other side of the newel post inside inner wall until about right here. So that's how far I went in. To fill in the hole, because it was so big, I used this. And I don't know what this is called, but this is what I used. And I used this to drill out the same size diameter hole that this paddle is, using this. And you can see there's a plug inside here already. So I took these plugs and I plugged it right in there. And you can see there, because there's a drill bit in the center, you can kind of see that right there. So I had to fill that in with putty. But it turned out pretty well, I think. You cannot see it from far away. So that's how I did that part. And I did the same method for down there. Exactly the same. All right, this is the final product. Turned out really well, I think. Still have to paint the walls. You can kind of see how I use these baluster shoes that are called slip and grip, and they work really well. So you just literally slide them up and they stay, and they're pretty flush. So came out really well, really easy. Turned out really well. You can see how this turned out really nice. I had to sand this so much. This is the original post, or the original railing. So I reused it. And that's it, guys. I think it turned out really well. It definitely changed the vibes. We don't mind now we have to paint. Still, we're working our way up the staircase currently, but I think it turned out really well.